Well, Bears fans, another loss. It's the same old result. You know what? Before we had this 2-game losing streak, we are on a 2-game winning streak for the Bears. And I thought the Bears gonna turn the season around, but that's not gonna happen. And another freaking blowout over the Dallas Cowboys. And it really freaking sucks to be a Bears fan this season. And this season is a totally waste of time watching it. Once again, no playoffs. I guarantee Bears fans, the offense coordinator is gonna get fired. The defense guy is gonna be gone. But I heard reports that the head coach is safe. Why? Well, I guess it's not part of his fault. It's most of the defense and the offense guys. So those two guys are definitely gone this off season. I cannot wait until the Bears start fresh once again. But I'm not gonna give up, you know. Congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys. They're not gonna end up an 8-8 season. They're gonna have more wins than the Bears. Um, Bears had a chance to make a comeback, and I was very surprised. So I'll make this short and sweet, my viewers. Okay. Of course, Bears lost 41-28. Dallas scored 21 points in the third quarter. But the Bears did the same thing in the fourth quarter, 21 points. And Dallas only scored 6. And I thought the Bears could make a late run in this game, but Jay Cutler threw it and it got picked off into the end zone, and that sealed the victory for the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys, their record overall 9-4 and 6-0 away. They're undefeated on the road. And for the Bears, 5-8 overall and 2-4 away. Ay, that is really sucks. And top performers, Jay Cutler, 341 yards, 2 TDs and 1 pick. So he had a decent game, not one of his best games in his career. And Murphy for the Cowboys, 32 carries for a $179, 1 TD. He really tore up Bears defense. A lot of Bears fans are not too happy. I'm not too happy. They suck this season. It's not all Jay Cutler's fault. The defense have injuries. Okay, Lance Bridge is out for the rest of the season. Conte is out once again. He he make 1 or 2 good plays, and the next play, when defense is back in the field, he's hurt. So go figure. So I don't know if Bears gonna release him. He should not come back this season, but whatever. Jeffrey has 6 receptions for 95 yards, 1 TD. And speaking of receivers for the Bears, it says right here in the paper, down and out. Marshall's injury fails, comeback, added to Bears pathetic season. It don't say pathetic, but I just add that. It is really pathetic, and I'm really upset. Of course, Dallas drew first blood right away. Then the Bears tied it up, and Dallas scored again, 14-7. Then they scored again, 21-7 in the third quarter. Then 20-7, 35-7. And 35-13, 28-13. You guys get the drift. And Brad Marshall got 2 broken ribs and it sucks. Yeah, so he's out for the rest of the season. So what's more important, Bears fans? Your health or these games are not really meaningless? So the only thing the Bears could play for now is their pride or for spoiler. So it really sucks. So it makes me mad to be a freaking Bears fan. But listen to this, Bears fans, and about the Brandon Marshall update.
I mean, your ESPN.com headline. I'm Dario Munn, as well as a 5-8 record, which is as of now good for last place in the NFC North. Wasn't bad enough. They may have lost Brandon Marshall for the remainder of the season, suffering a couple broken ribs in Thursday's loss to the Cowboys. And more on this, welcome in our Bears beat reporter Michael C. Wright. And Mike, what more can you tell us about what's going on with Brandon Marshall?
Well, Brandon Marshall is actually still in a hospital right now because in addition to the fractured ribs he suffered against the Cowboys, he's also got a lung injury. So right now that's what he's getting treatment for, the lung situation. And then once the team gets a full idea of where he stands medically, then they'll make a decision on where to go with him moving forward. But, more than likely, he's probably not going to play for the rest of the season.
Now, is there any chance we see him for the rest of the season? Because obviously the Bears have said he's already out for next Monday's game against the Saints. But any chance that Marshall could return for one of the final 4 games?
Dario, I really don't think so. First off, Adam Schefter, our NFL insider, did report that he's got a couple sources saying that Brandon Marshall's out for the season. But look at their record right now. I mean, there's nothing left for these guys to play for. You're playing for pride at this point. And not only that, I mean, you did just sign Brandon Marshall to a new contract. So why risk further injuring him? And also, we're talking about a couple fractured bones here. Those things typically take weeks to heal. Most of the time you're talking about like a month. So I don't see any reason for them to play Brandon Marshall. There's no incentive. And if he's being smart about his own personal well-being and his potential future long-term health, I think that he would not want to play for the rest of the season. I mean, it's pointless at this point.
It's crazy to think about that offense with all those weapons having nothing else to play for this season, but that's neither here nor there. So with Marshall out for the remainder of the season, as Adam Schefter's been told, how does this shake up the receiving corps? Who's going where now?
Well, the way it's looking right now, they've got Marquise Wilson. He's a second-year receiver, and last year he only had 2 catches, and then he missed a lot of this season because he fractured a clavicle diving for a deep ball during training camp. But luckily they got him back just in time because it looks like they're going to need him to play opposite Alshon Jeffrey. And if that happens, he'll be the number 2, and Josh Morgan will probably move to that number 3 role, which is the role that Wilson had prior to Brandon Marshall's injury. Now, these 2 guys, just last night, they combined for 3 catches and 27 yards. So obviously they're going to have to pump up the production. But I also think that, okay, you've got Alshon Jeffrey. Okay, you can lean on him more. You can also lean on that running game with Matt Forte. And remember, Martellus Bennett, this is a guy who caught 12 passes for 84 yards and a touchdown last night. So I think that, you're going to have to kind of redistribute redistribute the ball, figure out how you're going to do that, because now you don't have Brandon Marshall to just throw up those jump balls where he can make the big contested catches and things like that. So they'll find a way to kind of spread the wealth in different ways.
Any chance to go outside the locker room to find another receiver just to help out that thin core?
You know what? I can definitely see that happening, but I think the options at this point are just very few. I mean, they could maybe go back out and get a guy like Santonio Holmes, who was here before, and he's got a grasp of the offense, knows what he's doing, so they could put him in a pinch, and he could probably also help as a return guy, especially like on punts and things like that. That could happen, but I think right now they are just going to kind of go into this next game next Monday night against the New Orleans
Michael C. Wright with the latest on Brandon Marshall and his injury that's most likely going to keep him out for the remainder of the season. And remember, for your latest headlines, keep writing on ESPN.com. I'm Dario Melendo.
So, Bears fans, what do you think what is said about Brandon Marshall, you know? So, it sucks, you know?
Hi.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it sucks. He's out for the rest of the season, but he needs to rest up for the upcoming season in 2015. We got a lot of injuries. Brian Marshall is out for the rest of the season. Lance Bridge is out for the rest of the season. Lance Bridge, I think this is his last year anyway with the Bears. Speaking with the Bears, I read in my paper that Urlacher is still ripping on the Bears franchise. Just because he's not playing with the Bears and the way the Bears and Urlacher finishes his career, you know, how he did not finish the Bears' career, you know. Urlacher, just give it up, okay? Quit your whining and bitching, you know. Is he a future Hall of Famer? Hell yeah, he is, you know. Too bad he never won no freaking Super Bowl. He had a chance in '06, but we did not have that great quarterback like we do now. I mean, actually, I think Jay Cutler is way better than Rex. I mean, I forget who the quarterback we had in that year, but it doesn't really matter. I think the only reason that Brian Urlacher is ripping into the Chicago Bears franchise because he's still upset because they let him go because the Bears did not give him the offer, the money he wants. Because look at the last few years, ever since his mom passed away a couple of years ago, he was slumping. Plus, he had a lot of injuries. So why even give him that money plus how many years he wants? So why? And after that, when that happened, no one in the NFL wants him. So what does that tell you, Urlacher? You're freaking old and the NFL wants to go young blood, not old blood. But, you know, I still like Urlacher. He really helped the Bears defense. And Bears defense must go young. The guys we had this season will get better each year. Fuller's, I think he had like a broken arm. I'm not too sure. He's out for the rest of the season. Not really too sure. So, Bears give up a lot of points overall this season. I think one time this year we give up 51 points against the Patriots. Patriots are a hell of a team. We never had like a 17 point, you know, like 17 to 16 kind of game. It was just a pathetic season, and we were last in the North Division. That really sucks. Usually it's like Minnesota, but I think Bears just gonna finish last this year, so sucks. Not a very happy camper. You could tell on my voice. So I'm still gonna watch the rest of the Bears games, and I'm saying myself, I cannot wait till this Bears season over because it's not going out like everyone think is gonna. Everyone thought it's gonna be a great season because you know all the talk in the off season, but whatever. I just hopefully that make some big moves in the off season. So Bears fans, stay tuned for my live reaction video when I discuss about the Bears and Cowboys. So once again, congratulations to you Cowboys. You win more games than last year or last few years. And this is the first time the Cowboys beat the Bears in a while. Usually the Bears own the Cowboys, but not this time. So we'll find out if the Bears Cowboys will meet again next season. So everyone have a great night. And this is the host with the most, Team Rai. And once again, have a great night, my viewers. Never gonna give up on the Bears, but the Bears are not looking good this season. What else is new?